Hello, and welcome back to another episode of whatever I decide to call this Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, or Kotor. I don't remember how I've been naming them. I think it's under Kotor, but that's beside the point. So now we get to go take the final test, which I'm a little nervous about. Just slightly. Because it's a pain. Oh, wrong way. But hopefully, it'll go smooth. And we'll be done with this. Because I don't like this planet.
So then, I take it you are ready to travel to the tomb of Nagasado. Your final test should not be delayed. Then we go now.
Okay. I kind of wish I left my companions on the ship.
Very well. We are now ready for your final test, young Sith. You have earned the right to see if you shall become one of us.
Indeed you have.
I dislike your tone, Euthura. What are you up to now?
Nothing, of course, my master. I was merely agreeing with you. Should we not get on with the test?
Yes. Yes, of course. We are in the sacred tomb of Nagasado, young one. The one discovered by Darth Malak and Darth Revan years ago. You are to follow in their footsteps and reach the ancient star map that lies deep within. There you will find a lightsaber, amongst other things. The lightsaber is for you, your initiation present. Return to us once you have it. For you, the test does not end there.
Be very cautious here. This tomb is like the others in this valley, and many of its old defenses remain active.
Do you understand what I have told you? Are you ready to begin?
So...
Good. Euthura and I will await your return.
So wait a second. So this is my final test. Are they not testing everybody the same way? Or am I just not thinking this through? Actually, I need to conserve force point. I also need this. Okay, I cannot see it. I know there's a mine there, though. I remember that. There is a mine. Also, uh-oh. Okay, that's not really good, but okay. Alright. I hope some of y'all already know what this puzzle is. Because I'm gonna try to go through it quick. Because I can get confused really quickly on this puzzle. I don't think it matters if we need to start. Left, middle, right, middle, left to right, middle to left, middle to right, Left to right. Left to middle. Right. Right to middle. Right to left. Left to middle. Frick. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a pain in the neck. No. Alright, there we go. Now we're cooking. Alright, so middle. Gonna move you to the right. Middle. Left. Right to left and middle, right, left, middle, and then left to right. Alright. Okay, I still figured it out. It took me a second, but we're good. Ah, crap. Oh, there's another mine. Perfect. So there have been other people come into this tomb, but they weren't coming in for the test? What is going on here? I'm very confused. I also want to save. Save over this one. Might as well. Now, we're going to get to the fun part. Okay, that's interesting. The data pad. Okay. the Torrentitech beasts. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I hate this. I want that. And crap. Alright. Let's see what I can do. Poison. It didn't work. Alright. That's why you cheat in this fight. This isn't good. There we go. Just hit myself with an advance. Perfect. Come on. And there's me a free heal. Why do I only have 1 point in... Why do I only have 1 point in persuasion? Whatever, we'll just keep bumping that up, I guess. Booyah. And then... Might as well. Now we've got it under control. And now that I think about it, we should have saved the heal, the free heal. Which journal is this? Okay, come on. Where is it? Usable all. That was perfect. This datapad is the personal journal of the Jedi Shalia Nur. Her last entry is particularly compelling. I've tracked the Torrentitech that ambushed us in the Chirac caves to this tomb, but even as I stand at the entrance, I know this is wrong. Dark thoughts fill my mind, hatred and vengeance cannot stop myself from blaming Gunhan and Duran's death. Stop myself from blaming Gunhan for Duran's death. If he had not abandoned us, my love would surely have survived the Torrentitech's first attack, but my hatred of Gunhan pales beside my burning desire for revenge. My blood boils to destroy the creature that ended Duran's life, no matter what the cost. I know such thoughts are those of the dark side, but I cannot help them. Even the second set of tracks outside the cave cannot dissuade me from my task. 1 Torrentitech to 1,000, it makes no difference to me now. The only image I see is that of Duran's broken body, and only blood can cleanse it from my mind. I hope my master will forgive me for what I am about to do. Okay, it's a weird... Is that lever straight? That is not straight. That pisses me off a little bit, but that's why the Jedi are opposed opposed to forming attachment. Because love makes you do dumb things.
I think that thing's poison.
Apparently. Wait, what do you mean items lost? What did I lose? I lost the cold grenade. Or the fire grenade. I couldn't use that later. What the hell? I'm getting tired of these traps. And now I don't get that, but okay. Stop looking at it. Look at the Star Forge. That's bright, but whatever. Oh, that door just closed.
So, you return to us with the lightsaber in hand, as I knew you would.
The Force has served you well.
You took a great risk in acquiring the artifact. You used your mind and your power. No peaceful meditation, no pacifism. Sometimes you must fight in order to achieve. This gives you your passion. This makes you stronger. This is what makes you superior. That is the lesson we teach with that part of the final test. Do you understand? When a Jedi acts, it is with skill, true. But the Jedi teach you that your passions are counterproductive, that strength is only found in peace. Did you not feel a moment of excitement in the tomb? Did your passions not flow and make you feel stronger and more alive? What purpose would be served by restricting yourself from such? I would say only the purpose of the Jedi. Through this, they would control you and restrict your potential.
Okay.
If you came to the Academy, you must have felt the stirrings within you that cry out for the freedom of the dark side, that cry out for release. I can only show you the path that will lead to power and superiority. You have followed it this far. You must decide if you are capable of continuing. This is where your path ends, young one. There is no turning back once you have embarked on it. True. But most would say they fight only when they must, or not at all. We are the ones who know that struggle is what makes us superior. When a Jedi acts, did you not feel what purpose would... Perhaps not to someone of your natural strength. The point is in the recognition of the nature of the act, rather than its sheer difficulty. If you came to the Academy, I can only show you... Good. The last part of your test will now commence. Here, you will learn the lesson of competition. All life must compete in order to flourish. Such is the natural way of the universe. To stand still is to know death. One must always be moving forward. So it is the same amongst the Sith. Compete or die. Mercy is irrelevant. So it behooves you in this final test to strike down one you are familiar with, for no other reason than to prove you are superior and without mercy. Normally, this would be against another student. You, however, get a special treat. You will fight Euthura here, my own apprentice.
What? So this is what you had planned all along? You wish me killed?
Indeed. You have become too ambitious, Uthura. It is time for you to die, and someone more talented to take your place.
No. It is time for you to die, Master. My pupil stands with me.
Oh, is this true, young one? You wish to join Uthura in her foolish scheme?
Do you hear that, my master? That is the sound of a new leader rising to replace you.
So the time has come, has it? You both wish to stand against a Sith Master and perish, do you? Then so be it!
Please tell me I'll take the dark side points for that. Okay, good. Uthura, you gonna join in or no?
Uthar is finished, and a new order is brought to the Academy. Excellent. Unfortunately for you, I don't intend to share power. It's time for you to die. As if I would ever believe that. Defend yourself if you dare.
Okay. I just took out your master basically single-handedly, and you want to fight now? And now you're about to get it. Oh, I missed.
Oh, stop. I yield. You are too strong for me. Gather your hatred and strike me down if that is your will. As I thought, you are no Sith. A real Sith would have no hesitation in striking me down. Then I hope you got what you came to the Academy for, whatever that was. I was right the first time back at the cantina, wasn't I? There is something strange about you. More so than I even suspected. Your path leads elsewhere to a destiny I can only guess at. Whatever it is does not involve joining the Sith. Not yet, at least. Go then. Go and leave here. I'll not stop you.
Perfect. Need a med pack? You're just gonna limp all the way back to the academy. Because if you're gonna limp all the way back there, perfect. Oh, Dustle, my boy.
Back already? So tell me, Father, where's this proof you promised?
I have a data pad I want you to look at. You knew someone named Celine?
Celine? She's the one who convinced me to come to the Academy with her. Why? Where did you get this?
Look at it. It belongs to Master Uthar, doesn't it?
Yes, it's his, but he told me he said that she'd been lost on a mission in the valley. This says that they
Killed her because she was hindering your progress. Superiority at any cost, Dustle. There's your evil. Or can you live with that?
No, I can't. I had no idea. They lied to me.
Well, there's the son I remember. Now, will you leave here?
No. You go do whatever you have to, Father. I have some other friends here. I have to... And maybe I can, look around here and find out some more information. From the inside. Something that might help you.
I don't suppose there's any way I could talk you out of that, is there? I mean, you're not gonna do anything halfway. Sounds familiar.
I guess it does.
I'm proud of you, Dustle. You aren't hanging on to a lie after you see it for what it is. Not everyone could do that.
Maybe after this is all over we can... talk. I'm still not sure about us, but I'll listen. Maybe we can get back to where we should have been.
Well, I'd like that.
I'll go back to Telos when this is over. You can find me there. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, son. Good luck.
What is it?
Booyah.
Yes, what's on your mind? I think so. If he's anything like he used to be, Dustle hates to be tricked. There's no way he'll let the Sith trick him again. As for whether or not he'll be my son again, I don't know. He's so full of anger and hate. I wasn't expecting him to be like this. Well, maybe we can work it out. I hope so. I guess I'll have to wait and see. Thanks, by the way, for all your help.
What is it? Yes. I was remembering Taris.
No, it's all right. I think I am over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor. There was always the danger of raccoons coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford. With no money to spare for any amenities, even the enclave on Dantooine seems a paradise in comparison. And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human. The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order, the one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians, she was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point, if there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris, but then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today. Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic, to save the galaxy, if we can.
Let's see. Does anybody have anything else to say? I know I just talked to Juhani right outside the ship, waiting for Cart to come along.
Yeah, what do you want?
Okay, don't get pissy with me.
Working for Davik was like driving a spike through the side of your head. Sure, you got something new in there, but in the end, you've lost something as well. Beating up people who wouldn't or couldn't pay, strong-arming his competitors, killing who he said. It was busy work, nothing decent. I've killed many people. I can't say I'm proud of it, but I have. Criminals, competitors, businessmen, police, women, children. Jedi were a better challenge, but they hardly ever poked around in the Undercity. Until you came along. But I never wanted to challenge you. Never felt the need. Maybe I knew I couldn't win. Just like all those years ago. Yeah, probably. You probably would have beaten me again. Maybe you would have. But you're not who you were back then. I can tell. You've changed. And maybe I have to. I remember a time when I could do anything I wanted. Kill, maim, murder. It was all the same to me. But now that I am older, I can look back and regret. I look back and regret all the chances I had as a warrior. And then all the chances I've had since then. I shouldn't be getting like this. Not when so many other things are happening, but... It feels like something has changed inside and I don't know what it is. This is unbecoming a warrior. Let's get on with everything before I start getting sentimental or something. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master. Statement. I know some elements of my functionality, Master, but not all. Answer. I believe I have been damaged several times in the past, Master. I have always been repaired, but perhaps full functionality has not been restored. Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired, Master, but anything in relation to my memory core is extremely sensitive. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate. It is not impossible that other, lesser memory functions could be restored, however. Answer. You may attempt to restore portions of my deleted memory, Master, but some skill at repair is required. The deeper functions of my core memory, however, would still be unadvisable to tamper with. Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I am unaware of any program existence to do so. As you desire, Master. Signing off.
Got something on your mind, do you? I don't want to talk about that. Maybe, but I doubt it. Got something on your mind. I don't want to talk. Now that's a unique method of getting someone to talk. Thunder about like a bantha in a circuit shop. Does that work for you often? Let me tell you something. Once you've lived as many years as I have, you'll have yourself a long, long list of memories. If you're lucky, most of them will be good. If you're not, some will be bad. If you're really unlucky, some will be so bad you'll never want to be reminded of them again, ever. You'll go far away, to a place that doesn't hold any memories at all. And there you'll be happy just to forget and be forgotten. Partly, maybe. I doubt I could ever explain it to you fully, even if I wanted to. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in love? Truly in love, I mean, and not simple infatuation. Exactly. You're still at the beginning of your life. There will be women in your life, perhaps many women. But if you're fortunate, you'll find love once. The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true. Love doesn't lead to the dark side. Passion can lead to rage and fear, and can be controlled. But passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love, that's what they should teach you to beware. But love itself will save you, not condemn you. Listen to me go on as if I had all the answers. What do I know of love anymore? I'm just a lonely old man who's not even a Jedi. Maybe. Do you want to avoid the greatest things in life simply because they come with some complications? Love causes pain, certainly. Inevitably, love is going to lead to as much sorrow and regret as it does joy. I suppose there are perfect eternal loves out there, but I haven't seen any. And how do you deal with the bad part of love is what determines your character. What determines the dark side's hold over you. Bah, a life without risk is boring. Is that how you want to live? You want love, you've got to fight for it. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you and the one you love simply aren't meant to be together. The trick is to know when that is. To know when it's time to fight and when it's time to part ways. There I go, waxing philosophical again. Somebody blast me already. Let's get going before I start talking in riddles, damn it. Got something on your mind, do you? Oh, I get it.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that. In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds. Kotor was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran. They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed. We were not members of the Republic. Kotor was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it. My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die. Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like? After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her. When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day. She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Taris. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians. The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream. I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then. I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like? I have been doing well, I suppose. As well as I can. But I am more interested in you right now. Do not mistake me. It is just that, even though we have traveled together for a while, it seems I know next to nothing about you personally. We have been traveling together since Dantooine, but I know nothing of you before that. Would you humor me and tell me a little bit about yourself? your job, your childhood. I am sorry if I am making you uncomfortable. I will fully understand if you choose not to answer. I greatly appreciate your taking the time to talk to me. How did you come to be on Dantooine? Besides the obvious, of course. Taras. It always seems to come back to Taras for me. I am sorry. I get distracted. I already know the tales of your exploits. How you defeated the Mandalorians in the war, and how you fell. But now you have the chance to redeem yourself. To make a new page in your history. So now, I suppose, that all does not matter. Only your life now does. But again, I seem to be wasting your time with my carrying on. I apologize. I have been watching you for some time. I wonder if you have noticed. I have been thinking of how far I had fallen, and how you exemplify the code of the Jedi. I find myself ashamed. That I had so easily fallen to the dark side. That I could convince myself that by injuring my master, I became a great force of evil in the galaxy. For my pride, my hubris, for the inner rage that all of my species feels. Sometimes I wish that I had not been born this way. I am sorry. I start to talk, thinking about how you stay strong to the path of virtue and justice, and I find myself whining again about my own inadequacies. The Council would be proud to see that you had learned your lessons so well. How may I be of assistance? What is it you would like to... Of course.
Yes, what's on your mind? If you're ready to talk, then yes, so am I. I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible for all the things you've done for my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't. I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died, but it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice, and there won't be any turning back. Well, then I hope I can save you from yourself.
And with that, I think we're going to end it there. I'll have a bunch to cut out, all that. But in the next part, excuse me, in the next part, I think we'll go to Yavin one more time. Check out what Homeboy's got. And then after that, we'll be cracking on with the rest of the game and possibly finish it in 2 more episodes, maybe 3. Hopefully 3. But anyway, it's been good. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next part.